What happens when you meditate at work for a whole week on your 3 breaks? In this video, that is what I'm going to explore. So if you checked out my last video on I meditated on a Monday, used my 3 breaks, part of lunch and we get 2 breaks at work when you're working a 2-hour shift on top of lunch. So I used those to meditate, and the results were astounding. I really enjoyed it in the day. And so I thought to myself, why don't I just continue that for the rest of the week? And so in this video, I'm going to show you just kind of going through the days of the week and the ups and the downs. And there were times when I was so stressed coming into the meditation. There were other times when I was just relaxed, and it was just kind of doing it. Lessons learned along the way, things I realized about myself, things I realized about my work, things I realized about meditation. And the beauty of Vipassana is you are supposed to get insights into the nature of your mind, the nature of your habits, the nature of reality at the very depth. And so, trying this new thing of using those 3 breaks at work to meditate, phenomenal. The results speak for themselves, and I will let you find out. So, enjoy the day by day place. Thank you so much, and I'll see you at the end.
All right, it is Tuesday, and this is my morning meditation session. Today I'm just feeling a bit tired. I'm feeling, no, I don't know what it is, but super tired. So I'm going to start my meditation, and I will talk to y'all after. Okay, that was a very interesting meditation session. So what I noticed immediately was when I started, I was like pretty tired and feeling a lot of agitation in my head. And so there was this immediate thing of, holy moly, I only have 10 minutes, so I better work really hard. But I started to lose the balance of my mind because I started to crave like feeling better. And I was like, I gotta focus. And I was kind of getting on myself every time I got distracted. And there was just like extra emotional reactivity because I was so tired and because I was like, I need to really make this work. But then I started to feel that imbalance and that I was being counterproductive by trying to force it to be something that it wasn't in the moment, and being more disappointed, more reactive to distractions, which in a 10-minute session, like there's going to be so many distractions. And so once I recognized that, I brought myself back to equanimity, and I was like, I'm going to keep the energy of I should make the most of these 10 minutes and I shouldn't be lax and just kind of wishy-washy. That you can kind of get away with in a 1 hour session because you just have a longer time. But here it was like, I really need to focus, yet at the same time embracing the truth of whether I was distracted, whether I was in the moment focused. And so it was just finding that equanimity, and this just reminds me of like the ways that this practice is developing equanimity as well as focus, as well as awareness. And so that was a really interesting session. I'm glad I was able to catch it and notice that change in my mind, and I was able to have a pretty good session. So now I feel better, and I'm gonna go back out there and keep working. I'll see you guys at the lunchtime meditation. And it is time for my lunchtime meditation. I feel relatively good. I think the earlier meditation helped me, and my tasks between then and now haven't been too intensive, so I feel pretty decent. And so let's see what this does. That was a very different experience than when I was doing my earlier one. One of the things I noticed is I was just a little more relaxed with this meditation session just because I came from a more relaxed place, like I was saying at the beginning. And I just noticed the stark difference between my earlier session where I was like, I'm so tired, and there was like this, maybe anxiety and stress inside me, and that motivated me to push so hard that I was like losing the balance of my mind, and I kind of had to like tone it back down to develop equanimity. But on this meditation session, it was like I was a little too chill and not trying hard enough, so I had to like push myself a little more to be like, hey, we're still here to meditate. We want to keep going. And that was a realization I was having is how suffering kind of motivates us sometimes. You know, it was like that anxiety or that stress that I was feeling motivated me to act, motivated me to try to change my situation. And so, you know, misery is not always a bad thing in the sense of there's a lot of fire in misery to get you going. And so I appreciate that part of misery. And I still did, you know, find that equanimity and have a pretty good session. I was a bit more distracted than my earlier sit just because in the more relaxed state, it was like I wasn't so focused on like getting rid of the misery. It was just like, you know, thinking about things that happened earlier in the day and maybe things I could have said better to be cooler, maybe, you know, just the regular thoughts that we have when we're meditating. So yeah, I can't wait to see what my next session is going to be like. I will see you all. It is Wednesday in the morning. I do gotta say, yesterday I did not get my second meditation in the afternoon because work was so busy I couldn't take a break. And then this morning, I didn't get in my morning meditation just because it was busy at work. And you know, that's how things are. So this is actually my Wednesday lunchtime 15-minute meditations. So I will see y'all at the end. That was a very interesting session. I was very distracted. I did not go that deep, but I was okay with it because not all meditation sessions are going to be super deep or life changing. And even when I like started the session, I was already feeling fine. You know, I was feeling normal. I didn't have headless stress or anything. And, you know, it was just a little bit of this. I still did give effort when I remembered I was distracted, but there was just a lot of distraction and just not even being aware that I'm distracted. And, you know, sometimes that's just how it is. I still do feel better afterwards in general. Yeah, and I just feel like I have more energy for things. Sweet. I am doing my afternoon meditation now. I just came from an all staff meeting. You know, it was relatively fast. It was only like an hour or something. And I'm gonna meditate my mood. I mean, I feel good. I feel, you know, nice. And so let's see how this goes. Just got done. I was relaxed. My meditation was relaxed. Very many thoughts rolling in my head, super distracted, but still worth it. You know, I'm starting to think that meditation really helps when, you know, I'm coming from a much more stressed place, but it's still worth it to do this because I do feel more refreshed. For example, if I were to, instead of have used these 10 minutes to scroll through my phone, I know I would have been more tired and my brain would be on this artificial dopamine rush of swiping and doing all this thing. So I know I would have come out worse. And so even like keeping level or just a slight improvement with meditation is still worthy of time well spent. This is Thursday morning, or actually Thursday lunchtime break. I was not able to take a break this morning or last night because work was just too busy. But now I'm excited. I feel, you know, pretty good. Actually, I'm not super stressed from not even taking my break earlier. So let's see how this meditation goes. So in this session, I noticed that I was having a lot of adrenaline because my work has been so busy and it's just been go, go, go. And that's why I like missed meditation afternoon yesterday and this morning. And that adrenaline creates so much tension in my body. It's like my body is tense, my muscles, my breathing. And when I was meditating, I was just noticing, holy moly, I was holding tension that I didn't even know. Because usually adrenaline feels like, oh, I'm so alert, I'm so active, I'm so ready to go that I forget, holy moly, there is like doing damage to my body and making me tired. And so I was able to recognize that in this meditation and just, you know, relax and let go of some of that. And the adrenaline will probably come back because my work is going to continue to stay busy through the afternoon. But now that I'm even aware that this is when adrenaline comes, I can like be more mindful and maybe I'll get a chance to meditate in the afternoon by taking a 10-15 minute break, maybe not. But now I'm aware and I am mindful, and this reset just helped let go of adrenaline, at least for, the length of the meditation. So that was very helpful. Hey everybody, back for my afternoon meditation. Holy moly, am I stressed right now. So yeah, I guess we start at different places when we're entering meditation. I'll let you know how it goes. That was really helpful. Just, whoa, busy days are so exhausting. And so to have some time to reset is just so helpful. And like, it didn't even matter whether I was focused or distracted right now or during this session, because I was so stressed that just literally the quiet and not doing anything was super beneficial. So yeah, I guess sometimes that's all it's about.
So, in reviewing what I went through this week with trying meditation, and this was actually last week, I'm uploading this a few days after the end of my work week where I meditated the whole time. Meditating at work on your breaks is something spectacular. Like, I cannot begin to describe how beneficial it is. So much so that this week, I've just started doing it. I've just started trying to take my 15-minute 10 to 15-minute meditation breaks for those 3 times of the day. And it's really just transformed my whole experience of work, my whole experience of my mind. And it's kind of like, when you're on a 10-day course and you're meditating for so long, it's like you feel so good the whole day. And of course, this is like, a few days in. Day one is like, oh, so much trying and hardship and all this good stuff. But there's this like constant pleasure or this constant bliss that's in the background of your mind. And this meditating at work pretty regularly kind of brings me back into that state. Obviously, not completely because I'm not meditating 12 hours a day. But it reminds me of that because usually it's like, I'll meditate an hour in the morning, I'll meditate an hour in the evening. And it's like I'll meditate for that 1 hour. The first hour or two after that, I feel amazing and I feel wonderful. And then by 11, 12 o'clock, it's like all of the benefits are gone and my mind is back to, I mean, I don't want to say the darkness or anything, but just like more stress, more anxiety there. That is hard to tell. It's just like normal. It's just like, oh, this is just normal feeling. And so what happens when I'm taking these breaks throughout the day is I tap back into that, and it's like I'm extending it. I'm extending that feeling, that hour or two after your meditation, where you just feel amazing and wonderful. Like before it runs out, my first break at like 10:30 or 11 pops up to like pull it in more, create more bliss. That gets me through to lunch. It might be running out by lunch, but like 30 minutes after it runs out, it's like, bam, I'm already meditating again. And then that's good for another hour, hour and a half. And then I'm like maybe stressed for a little bit, maybe not stressed. And then bam, I'm meditating in the afternoon for my break. And then I'm coming home. And I want to do a challenge where I'm also meditating at home. But we'll see what that's like. And so I've just found this profound like expansion of that state of calmness, that state immediately after meditating where it just feels so good. It's like bringing that more into the day just makes the day so much more enjoyable. And I find myself being more productive at work because I'm not bogged down by the stress, right? It's like before this meditation, it's like I would be good through lunch. I would have lunch, I'd have the slump, and then things just slow down a little bit for me, right? The afternoons are so tiring, right? Like 2, 3, 4. It's like, what's going on? I'm trying my best. But it's definitely like for me, super productive, energetic, the first 4 or 5 hours of work, and then my brain is like, that's enough. I still do work, right? Like it's not like I don't do any work and I'm just sitting there for 3, 4 hours at the end of the day. But there's definitely more strain that I used to feel that I just took as normal. But with this week of meditating on my breaks, I'm now much more productive just throughout the day. It's like I am much more productive, especially in the afternoons. After lunch, 2, 3, 4, 5 o'clock, I am feeling really amazing and wonderful So all in all, this was a very successful um, challenge that I did, and I'm actually gonna keep doing it because on the one hand, what does using my phone get me? Because that's what I used to do in the beginning is I would use my phone on my breaks, and that just leaves me more depleted, or or it just leaves me where I started. So if I'm like tired at lunchtime and I just use my phone for, the 30 minutes, because usually when I'm doing that, I'll be eating and using my phone. And then it's like I'm not more energetic. I'm not ready to go back to work with more energy. It's like I'm just stuck. I'm stuck at that energy level that I was at, or I get lower energy levels. And so with this meditation, it's like I actually feel rejuvenated and I feel good. And so the alternative of being on my phone now just sucks. Now just seems like such a hard thing, especially for how much relief that I'm able to get. And so I value that relief and I'm gonna maintain it. So this week, it's Tuesday that I'm recording this video. Monday, I was able to get all my 3 meditations at work, but I wasn't recording. Today, I was able to also get in just two because in the morning, all the conference rooms and telephone rooms were used, and I was at my desk that's like open and lots of people, and I, just didn't feel like meditating in that space. It felt a little weird. Maybe that's something I'm gonna work on, but for these days, it's just I'm like, holy moly, I'm surrounded by people. I can't like meditate right now. They're like, well, why are you sitting at your desk with your eyes closed? So anyway, but it is something I'm going to keep on doing because it is totally worth it. And so if you are a meditator, you're interested in meditating and what it can do for you at your workplace, it's going to be amazing. It's going to be wonderful. It's a great idea. And I encourage you to do it. Thank you so much for watching. See you next time.